special right triangles. Remember, a right triangle is when you have a right angle in your triangle, right being 90. Those that don't remember Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to skip this one for right now. Remember that c is always your hypotenuse. That is the thing across from your right angle. So in this instance, 10 would be your hypotenuse. And it doesn't matter what a and b are. You can have them in any order. So for this one, a, I'm going to say is x, b is going to be 4, and then the only one that matters is that your hypotenuse, the thing across from your right angle, is out by itself. So 4 squared, 16, 6 squared, 36, which means x squared is 20. Remember to undo a square, you square root, and then to simplify our square root of 20, when we simplify radicals, leave them in a square root. So you think about what goes into 20. That's a perfect square. Perfect squares, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. So you're looking for these numbers to be factors of whatever is under your square root. So 20 can be broken down into 4 times 5, right? 4 times 5 is 20, which means that this square root of 4, like we have over here, square root of 4 is 2. So to simplify this, you're going to have 2 square roots of 5. That is your simplified radical for this side length right here. We're going to skip this bottom stuff. Don't worry about it. We did that in whatever our triangles chapter was. So when you have our special right triangles, it's a 45, 45, 90 or a 30, 60, 90. Notice you have to have the 90 in there, hence the right triangle part. 45, 45. Remember we talked about in that triangle chapter how like small sides match up with small legs, and isosceles triangles mean that if you have your base angles the same, these sides have to be the same. So in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, you will always have two sides that are equal. Okay? We call those legs. And then obviously the side across from your right angle is called the hypotenuse. So these sides, our legs, have to be the same because these angles right here are both 45. We're going to use S as in side length. That's an S, not a 5. I don't know, make it curvier. I don't know. And then this we're just going to call C, our hypotenuse. I'm not going to do the proof for you, probably because most of you don't care. But this is our golden little formula. To figure out how big our hypotenuse is, all you're going to do is take whatever your side length is and take it times the square root of 2. So for instance, if this side length is 5, first off, I know this is the same because we have base angles the same, so these sides the same. So if this side length is 5, this side length has to be 5. And then all you're doing is putting that S, which we said is 5, in for S. So you have 5 square root of 2. Or think about it this way, hypotenuse equals the square root of 2 times your leg. We said our leg is 5. I just like to write the number out front so you're not confused as to what is under your radical. So if I look here, this side is 8. I know it's not my hypotenuse, so it has to be the same as this one, which is 8. Hypotenuse equals my leg times the square root of 2. Well, I said my leg is 8, so 8 times the square root of 2 is just 8 square root of 2. So you're literally only taking the thing that's the same, your legs that are the same, and adding the square root of 2 behind them. So again, this leg is 9, so this leg has to be 9. Hypotenuse, 9 square root of 2. Okay, here, leg is 17, so that means this is 17, and my hypotenuse, the thing across my right angle, is 17 square root of 2. So just taking that side leg and taking it times the square root of 2. That's all we're doing there. Here, the tricky part is when you're given a hypotenuse. I like to use my formula whenever I'm given the hypotenuse, so I cut that in half. hypotenuse equals my leg times the square root of 2. Well, it says my hypotenuse is 5 square root of 2, so for hypotenuse, I'm going to plug in 5 square root of 2. I don't know what my leg is, so I'm going to call it x times the square root of 2. Well, you notice 5 square root of 2 equals x square root of 2. So like, let's say I divide by the square root of 2. It's kind of obvious that x has to equal 5. So my side legs each have to be 5 because they're the same. Okay, if I look at it backwards, like double check my answer, side leg 5, hypotenuse has to be 5 square root of 2. Here, my leg is 2 square root of 2, so I know for sure this has to be 2 square root of 2. Using my formula, leg times the square root of 2. I'm going to get myself one wrong. My leg is 2 square root of 2. I'm taking that times the square root of 2. Well, 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is kind of like the square root of 2 squared, which just cancels to be 2. So think about it, square root of 2 squared is just 2. If you put square root of 2 times square root of 2 in your calculator, you will also get 2. Last time I checked, 2 times 2 is 4. So my hypotenuse here has to be 4. Here, if I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which it says I have, and then it says my leg is 5 square root of 3, so that's my side legs, not my hypotenuse. Again, using my formula, my leg is 5 square root of 3. I'm taking that times square root of 2. Here, I don't have square root of 2 times square root of 2. I have square root of 3 times square root of 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, so my answer is going to be 5 square root of 2, 5 square root of 6. Because square root of 3 times square root of 2 is the square root of 6. Here's where stuff gets a little bit trickier. Because I don't have a square root of 2 behind my hypotenuse in this one, I definitely need to use my formula. So my hypotenuse is 6. Don't know my legs, we're going to use x times the square root of 2. Well, just like that one that we did on the last page, to get rid of the square root of 2, we need to divide by the square root of 2. So what I'm left with for x is 6 over the square root of 2. Well, it's improper to use square root of 2 on bottom to leave it there, so we need to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. This is like multiplying by 1, which is okay, but it makes that bottom thing, obviously top stays 6 square root of 2, makes this bottom thing like we talked about in the one before, square root of 2 times square root of 2 is just 2. And then if I simplify 6 over 2, I get 3. So each leg is 3 square root of 2. You may need to rewind there because, yes, it is very confusing. I understand that. We will have a day 2 tomorrow where we will do more of these. But I think you'll see a pattern as we do the notes in the homework. Here, hypotenuse is 11. So using my formula again, hypotenuse, leg times square root of 2. Hypotenuse 11, don't know my leg. Same thing, dividing by the square root of 2. So x is 11 divided by the square root of 2. Can't leave that square root of 2 there, so I gotta take square root of 2 over square root of 2, which gives me 11 square root of 2 over 2. I don't want to simplify this part just because I'm getting a decimal, so we're just gonna leave 11 square root of 2 over 2 for both of my legs. So you'll notice that all you're doing when you're given the hypotenuse to get the leg is dividing by 2 and adding the square root of 2 on top. Okay? So it's like 6 divided by 2 and then square root of 2 on top, which is 3 square root of 2. Okay, here we have this 45, 45, so I have sides that are the same. It says my hypotenuse is 10. Using what I just told you, all you're going to do is half 10, which is 5, and then put the square root of 2 behind it. You can go through all this stuff. You will get the same answer. I'm just trying to give you shortcuts. So if this is 5 square root of 2, this is 5 square root of 2. To find the perimeter, you're going to add 5 square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 2 plus 10. These combine, it's kind of like, think about 5x plus 5x gives me 10x. In this case, I'm using square root of 2 plus 10. I can't combine these two things, so this is my final answer for perimeter. The other triangle we have is a 30, 60, 90. Think about an equilateral where these are all 60. In an equilateral, we have all sides are the same, right? Okay. So if I chop this in half, leave my 60 down there. If I chop this in half to make 90, half of this top angle up here has to be 30. Instead of calling this hypotenuse side the side length of S like I did before, we're going to call it 2S because then we just get nicer numbers. So before, this whole leg was the same as this leg we just labeled as 2S. Now I only have half of it, so we just call it S. And then our height of our 60, 60, 60 original is S square root of 3. Okay, so just like we had square root of 2 before in a 45, 45, this time we have a square root of 3. That's what this stuff is down here. These are our main formulas, just like we had last time. You're always going to base stuff off of your shorter leg. Your hypotenuse, all you're going to do is double your shorter leg. And to get your longer leg, all you're going to do is take that shorter leg times the square root of 3. Keep in mind, short leg is always across from your small angle, so the 30-degree angle. Your longer leg is across from your 60. Obviously, your hypotenuse is opposite your 90, like always. So when you have your short angle, your small angle, your 30, whatever's across from that, that's super easy to do because that's just your S. So to get my long leg, I'm going to take my short leg times the square root of 3. So my short leg, since I have one across from my 30, is just 10 times the square root of 3. So my long leg is 10 square root of 3. To get my hypotenuse, I'm going to take 2 times my short leg. So 2 times 10, so my hypotenuse is 20. Okay? I'm going to use just patterns. If this angle is 30, that's my short leg. This one is 60. Hypotenuse, again, is 2 times your shorter leg. So to find my shorter leg, I'm just going to half my hypotenuse. And then once I have my shorter leg, I just take that times the square root of 3. I think about square root of 3 because there's 3 different angle measures. If you want to use your formulas again, hypotenuse equals shorter leg times 2. So 24 equals 2 times short leg, so my short leg has to be 12. And then take that short leg times the square root of 3. Here I have my short leg, which is square root of 5. So to find my hypotenuse, super easy, just double it. 2 square roots of 5. To find my long leg, it's going to give out on me. My long leg is my short leg times the square root of 3. In this case, my short leg is square root of 5, so square root of 5 times square root of 3. 5 times 3 is just square root of 15. And this last page, here's where it gets a little bit trickier. My long leg, I'm going to use my formula here because I'm given my long leg. That's the only one I don't like to be given as my long leg, which is what these two are. My long leg is my short leg times the square root of 3. Well, I know my long leg across from my 60 is 15. So here, same thing, to get short leg by itself, you're going to divide by the square root of 3. So just like we did last time, you're going to times each by the square root of 3, which leaves 15 square roots of 3 over 3. Simplify that, we get 5 square roots of 3. So my short leg is 5 square roots of 3, and double it to get my hypotenuse, so 10 square roots of 3. Here, again, I'm doing my long leg across from my 60. So long leg equals short leg times square root of 3. So 5x square root of 3. So take 5 divided by the square root of 3, and then do this fun little thing. And we get 5 square roots of 3 over 3. Again, I'm not going to simplify this 5 over 3 because it's just easier that way. So my short leg, 5 square roots of 3 over 3. double it to get my hypotenuse, so I have 10 square roots of 3 over 3. Sorry, that got messy. Here, I have an equilateral triangle, so I got all 60s. I gotta find my height, h, I know this is 30, and it says the sides of my equilateral are 12, well, the only one that has a full side is my hypotenuse. Half of it is down here, so that's 6. So that's my long leg, just 6 square roots of 3. Pause, rewind as needed so that you understand your material.